Does this sound familiar, Michigan fan?
It's a rivalry that only takes a few words, and you line up on one side or the other.
It's the Buckeyes against the world, man.
Wow. I don't think too many people, whether they be maize and blue, scarlet and gray, or any point in between, thought we were going to see what we saw on Saturday. Not Ohio State winning, but the magnitude and scope of the dominance. This was a whooping. This was getting your manhood taken from you. As we watched key players hobbling off the field, it was a beat down and a beating. And that third quarter might be the worst, most embarrassing and humiliating quarter I've ever experienced in my 35 years as a Michigan fan. It was so bad. I just tapped out, didn't watch the fourth quarter, took the son to see Creed 2, which, by the way, was enjoyable. And when I asked him if he wanted to go to the movie with his old man, he looked at me and said, I don't know, are we going to see a grown man actually win something? Yikes. See, he's going on 12. This isn't a rivalry to him. It's a perennial beatdown.
From the legendary Horseshoe here in Columbus, we've got the greatest rivalry in all of sports, and the stakes couldn't be higher as number 4 Michigan comes into town to take on the number 10 Buckeyes of the Ohio State University for the Big Ten East title. 10 of the 46. Haskins to throw. Underneath, and it's caught. Dwayne Haskins putting that one on the money. Paris Campbell gets out of bounds. And he gains 16.
This is one of the things that Ohio State is so good at.
No college team, hell, no NFL team has 4 guys that can cover in space man-to-man.
Gives man defense a lot of trouble. It's exactly what Michigan runs on almost every snap. Right there, Haskins delivers an accurate ball and allows for yards after the catch.
First down and 10 at the 30-yard line. And a whistle.
False start. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Demetrius Knox, the right guard. He's right here. That right side and just gets a little bit of a lunge. Right side, right side, right side, right side, and just gets a little bit of a lunge. They've had problems with
405 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Here's Haskins under pressure this time, and he finds his man. Olave, touchdown, Buckeyes. And just like that, Ohio State marches it right down the field. 24-yard score to take a 6-0 lead.
It's always the outside receiver that we're seeing.
Your corner couldn't cut off the slant or the crossing route quick enough. You hit that guy in stride on a hot read, and now if he gets leverage on the defense, he can house you.
Buckeyes win it into the end zone.
Speed on the field is possible.
Got to do that against man coverage, and they certainly made him pay.
Thomas to the 20. Thomas. And Ambry Thomas gets up to the 35. So Shea Patterson back on the field, sacked on his opening series. So what kind of adjustment will Michigan make for their second series?
You're likely going to see them get right back into what they want to be, which is that run-first oriented team. Multiple tight ends on the field, fullback possibly.
First down and 10 at the 35. Karan Higdon, the pistol back. And they give it to him. And Higdon will gain. Higdon now running right. And 15 yards, first down and 10. And they'll run it with Higdon. And Higdon.
We played this game like we played Wisconsin. And again, because it's got to be in his box. Needs to be in Jimmy's box. Inside this box, Jimmy is as good a coach as there is in college football.
6 for 6 with a long of 36 yards. This one from 39 yards away. And it's good. First quarter. Ohio State 7, Michigan 3. And Higdon pursued from behind and goes down. Once again, it's Malik Harrison for Shea Patterson. Patterson underneath, and it's caught. First down, Chris Evans. Patterson rolls, throws, caught and dropped. Gentry, the intended receiver, but Warner somehow knocked it out of his hands.
Do you think in their film study on Monday, watching Zach Gentry again show that and I'm sorry, he's just soft. He needs to get tougher. It's what we would say about a player on any other team. Watching him again fail to make catches that he should make.
Last minute, Warner with his right hand knocks the ball out and forces Michigan into another field goal chance.
So Jake Moody. And good again. This kid has been perfect. Play fake, deep drop. Patterson in trouble and sacked for the second time. Robert Landers gets too fired up. And they'll run it. Chris Evans. Patterson over the middle. And it's caught.
I think you're going to see Jim Harbaugh go for it. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw Ben Mason run on the field. Go for it here.
We don't need to wet nurse Jimmy. I think he's got this.
12-14 to go. Big decision coming up for Michigan. The power fullback in the game. And the Wolverines.
What in the Sam hell was that?
There, Harbaugh knows that he's got to punt it after that happens.
2nd and 10 of the 20. Haskins runs it himself this time. Slides down and gets close to the 3rd down and 1 for Ohio State. Haskins drops it off. And a first down. Luke Farrell. Haskins. Over the middle. Caught. McLaurin. First down, Buckeyes.
Gives him the ball. And then another physical finish to a run by an Ohio State wide receiver / tight end. You saw Meyer there loving it.
It's an unrealistic system. It dominates teams we can overwhelm. But when we go up against teams that can hold their water at the point of attack and give their quarterback that extra half a second to throw, there are wide open passing lanes downfield to throw it to.
Haskins to the corner. Haskins, touchdown again. Chris Olave with his 2nd career touchdown. He ran a great route. The young man from San Marcos, California.
And they're picking on number 28, Brandon Watson. Far side of your screen over there on the left. Here he goes. Great release off the line of scrimmage. Stays in bounds, and then he's able to come back to the ball for an easy touchdown.
This one he done a motion man. They hand it off. Higdon. Evans this time. And Evans. McCune lines up. Top of your screen. Patterson looks for McCune, and that one's sailing wide. Since 2004, under Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer, Ohio State has dominated the rivalry with Michigan, winning 13 of the 14 meetings. They have outscored the Wolverines 465 to 298. During that time, the Buckeyes have won 7 Big Ten championships to Michigan's 1.
He's gone to more of his own style to try to give those defensive backs some help.
Here's Haskins. Steps up in the pocket, wants to run it. Haskins slides down, close to the first down again. Some timely running by Dwayne Haskins. Noah Furbush with the tackle.
And now Urban Meyer is going to get a flag because he was all the way on the field wanting a penalty on this hit from Furbush, as Haskins understands that he's got a weak lead.
Don Brown has a gimmick. And the gimmick is, I'm going to violate the norms of football. By every down, I'm going to bring more guys than you can block.
Empty backfield for Haskins. Haskins screen underneath, caught Campbell. Harris Campbell bottled up, looking for some daylight crosses.
And for most college teams, this is going to overwhelm them. They're lucky if they've got one precise route runner at receiver, let alone 3 or 4 explosive, quick twitch guys.
But you're right, partner. I don't think Brandon Watson has the speed to hang with some of these shifty Ohio State wide receivers.
And yet, here's the issue. That's what Michigan does. You know, the adjustment is out of their character to get into zone coverage.
And that's why when we play lesser teams, we dominate them.
They swing it out. Hill
And we put them so far in a hole offensively, they can't hang around with us, even if we're having a slow day or an off day or a flat game, because they just don't win enough at the line of scrimmage to take advantage of it. But when we play teams that can hit us back, that can hold their water at the point of attack for an extra second in terms of pass pro, and they have receivers that can get off the line quick, and they have a quarterback who's got an NFL release.
Touchdown! Buckeyes, Johnny Dixon. 3 passing touchdowns for Dwayne Haskins in the first half. And the Buckeyes take a 20-6 lead.
What an outstanding job here of Dwayne Haskins, recognizing that Michigan blows the coverage. You got 3 Wolverines with their eyes in the backfield. They don't put their eyes on Dixon. He's wide open, and Haskins delivers it for another touchdown. This passing attack for Ohio State is something that the Wolverines have not seen all year long. 4th in the country coming in. Haskins picking them apart.
Patterson in the corner. Patterson, Nico Collins. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Michigan.
He put it on the money.
Moody kicking it away to McCall. And McCall bounces off of his foot. And the Wolverines have it. First and goal at the 9. Patterson drops it off. Wide open. Evans, touchdown, Michigan. Now they shift. Patterson sprints out. Patterson in trouble, and he's sacked. Shea Patterson couldn't get outside.
Kick a field goal.
On first down. Run Mike Weber. And Weber slung out of bounds by Devin Bush.
Michigan didn't lose that game because they were outcoached. They lost the game because, frankly, they're just not as talented
that's garbage.
as Ohio State.
That's garbage.
Don't tell me to trust the coaches when they go off there and offer a 2 or 3-star kid and they take that commitment as opposed to putting in a little bit extra work and getting that 4 or 5-star.
You're seeing the speed of these Ohio State receivers.
Pass interference. Defense.
Ryan Day, the offensive coordinator. Haskins going. Haskins caught. McCall out of bounds. Inside the 5.
Right now, I think Michigan has more than half of its class in this 2019 class is 3-star or less. And so Michigan will pick those up, and they'll say, well, you have to trust the coaches. The coaches will coach them up. But
yes.
Which one is it?
Which one is it? Choose one. Right.
Coach up, or do they need to be 4 and 5-star
Ohio
kids?
State with the lead, 24-19, and they'll get the ball to start the second half. Right now, let's send you to Rob Stone in Los. So Ohio State, they won the toss, deferred, and the Buckeyes will receive it to start the second half.
Don Brown is outstanding at making adjustments at halftime. 3 different times this year, they've allowed 17 or more points in the first half. In those 3 games, they've allowed 6 total points in the second half. We'll see if he can adjust here against the Buckeyes.
Second down and 10. Haskins over the middle. Caught. First down. Paris Campbell. And he gets more. Campbell 3 catches, 67 yards. And there's a player down. Looks like Long, David Long, the
Haskins
junior.
right now.
Chrisman punts it away for the 3rd time. Peoples-Jones lets it go over his head. Higdon lines up with Shea Patterson. Here's Patterson with time. Elects to run it. Throws to the sideline and incomplete.
The quarterback, he's got to pull out a victory here.
Second down and 10. Higdon. Ohio State ready for it. Chase Young.
Harrison, tough Borland, trying to get free and get pressure on Shea Patterson.
3rd down and 9 of the 21. Donovan Peoples-Jones lines up in the slot. Patterson drops it off. Higdon, and he is stuck. Wade. Sean Wade, the freshman from Jacksonville, delivering the wood, and the Wolverines will have to punt it away.
I tell you what, Sean Wade is one of these young safeties that has struggled tackling in space, but that
stands at the 35. This one angled to the far side. Hill from the 36. Hits the sideline. And Hill ridden out of bounds. A 43.
They made no adjustments at all. Here's what happens. We go down, we force a punt. Next possession, run up the middle, nothing, sack. We did nothing at all to put our players in the best possible position to succeed, but we did put Ohio State's players in the best possible position to, so we had two coaching staffs on the field Saturday, each putting the guys in the scarlet uniforms in the best possible position to succeed.
Things up. They've gone to a three-man defensive front, only 3 defensive linemen in the game. Now they're not lined up at the snap.
Michigan not ready. Devin Bush can't make the tackle, and it's a first down.
What in the Sam hell was that?
Dobbins, and a nice job by Dwayne Haskins.
Number 1 defense in the country. Dobbins bursting through, first down. Buckeyes O-line creating space. Injured Wolverine is Rashawn Gary.
When we can bully you, we're great. When you punch us back, we're like, oh.
Pumps, looks, underneath again, complete, Campbell, down the side.
We have an unrealistic defensive scheme, and it is exploited by teams with elite skill talent.
But right now, Dwayne Haskins is in complete control.
All he's got to do is have the time to complete those. Devin Bush, the Buckus finalist.
Team's leader in tackles with 73 coming into this game. And look at the end of the play.
Full extension as he was diving for Campbell. Man.
Martell bottled up. Martell taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So Blake Haubeil nails the field goal from 19 yards out. 8:25 to go, third quarter. 27-9.
And you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win.
I ain't putting that up there saying we're number 1. I'm just telling you there's one. Oh, yeah!
3 national championships.
I started to wonder if this was like 96, where they dominated the first half, and then we hung around, and then there was the one play where Sean Springs slipped, Ty Streets took it to the house, and we owned the game after that.
See if his team can make some adjustments as they step out of bounds. Aubrey Thomas.
Oh, what a mistake. That ball is flying out of bounds. This coaching staff for Michigan has talked about is that they feel like their tempo, their run game is going to pay dividends starting the second drive of the third quarter. That's when they'll start to pop some runs, maybe some play action, and that ground and pound style finally starts to loosen up the defense.
McCune in motion. 1st and 10 of the 22. And it's Evans. And Evans knocked down by guess who? Malik Harrison.
Ohio State's coaches said 11 games. Here are the clear weaknesses of our team. And so we're going to construct a game plan to mitigate and hide those weaknesses and accentuate our strengths as much as we can. Here's what the Michigan coaches did. They ran the same damn game plan that worked against Michigan State in a slogging rain with a quarterback with one arm. They ran the same game plan that they ran against Wisconsin, whose coach panicked and said, let me stop giving it to my 2,000-yard tailback.
Patterson in trouble and sacked again. 3rd sack of the day for Ohio State. Higdon. Nothing. Harrison.
And they decided we're never going to, where they did attack their perimeter on a few plays. That's when Higdon had his biggest runs, by the way. But they rarely attacked the perimeter. They've got these 3 guys at receiver in uniform who look like an NFL team. They rarely threw the ball down the field to them.
Patterson over the middle. Eubanks breaks a tackle but just gets back. Barely to the line of scrimmage. Patterson over the middle. And
catch the effing ball.
Zach Gentry for the 5th time. At his own 21, KJ Hill at the 20. And it's blocked. Ohio State got it. Blocked out of the air. Towards the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
What in the Sam hell was that?
Banks,
Who was able to get in there and block that kick.
here's a handoff. Higdon, and he goes nowhere. Chase Young. Remember last psychologist, 2nd and 12. Patterson under pressure. And incomplete.
Catch the effing ball.
Norman's going to take a hit. And couldn't hold on.
Timeout for injured player.
3rd down and 12 of the 18. Shea Patterson. Empty backfield. Patterson bounces out of the pocket. Pursued and intercepted. Fuller. Ohio State has it again. Michigan unraveling.
Defense, they came to play today.
Coming into this game, Urban Meyer said about the defense, it's not, but we're 10-1, and we're going to try to become 11-1. Haskins dumps it off. KJ Hill pushed out of bounds, short of the goal line. 1st down and goal at the 2. Weber in the backfield. He'd love to score against his home state team. Option, Weber, touchdown Bucks. We've been waiting all year long for Ohio State to play their best game of the year. Well, under Urban Meyer, they wait for the final game against their arch rivals in the game. Buckeyes blowing the Wolverines away now. Enough to make a Wolverine scream. Mike Weber in on the action. 41-19. Ohio State on top of Michigan. Deep in the 3rd quarter. All smiles on that Buckeye sideline. And that doesn't include his own health issues. Thru Wilson.
See, I think our coach has to win in a box.
Shea Patterson. Sideline. Incomplete. And a flag. Nico Collins.
That chicken wing. See how he's just got. He's holding Nico Collins with that right arm. I know it wasn't a ton of contact, but he is impeding the wide receiver's route to the ball, and that's a flag.
Patterson throws to the corner. Nico Collins goes up and has his 2nd touchdown of the day. Patterson to Collins, and he won't get in. Tough Borland.
More time. You know, now that he went for it there, now if they score again, they're forced to go for 2 the rest of the way out in order to draw even with Ohio State. So chasing points, I don't think pays off right there for Jim Harbaugh.
DeMario McCall.
And if you think there's a massive talent gap between these two, is Ohio State more talented? Yes. Is there a massive talent gap? No. And you're going to see Michigan's defense look like the next 2 NFL drafts was essentially a farm team, a AAA franchise for the NFL. I'll bet you all 11 guys that started on Saturday, all 11, and then guys like Kwity Paye and Josh Uche that play significant minutes, I bet you'll see all of those guys in NFL training camps either this coming July or July of 2020. Mark my words. There wasn't a massive talent gap there.
Run it with Paris Campbell down the sideline. Watch out! Campbell turns on the juice. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Oh.
78 yards. No flags. What a day for Paris Campbell.
You want to see what speed does to you? Check out the safety in the back end. That's Josh Metellus. He's got the angle, and right here, Campbell just says, I am gone. down the sideline. Speed kills, and Campbell uses it to get to the end zone.
The most points scored all time against Michigan, 50, and they've got 48 today, excuse me. Thomas.
We're down 21. We're running play action 7-step drops with the quarterback's back to a 9-man rush, who then turns around and there's 3 guys in his face. He doesn't have time to go to his first read, let alone a 3 progression read, play action level pass, and we're huddling. Why?
They just cannot stop Ohio State. And Jim Harbaugh, he knows it. The adjustments have not worked. The injuries have taken their toll on this Michigan team during the course of the game, and the game plan for Ohio State has been masterclass.
First down to the 26. Patterson under pressure again and just gets rid of it. Patterson running it, and he is gobbled up on Thanksgiving weekend by Jonathan Cooper. But a flag. And Patterson is hurt.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 18. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot.
And reaches out and gets that face mask right there just for a moment. And Patterson went down awkwardly. And he's still down as now the Michigan team is going to gather. There's life for the Wolverines.
And Mason. They give it to him straight ahead, and it's a touchdown for the Wolverines.
We're from Ohio, oh, hey! We're from Ohio, oh, we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan, the whole state of Michigan. We don't give a damn.
48-32, but they have to figure a way to stop Dwayne Haskins and this Buckeye offense. Farrell.
It's an unrealistic system. It's a video game system. It's the system you run when you're playing your little brother in Madden and you go 0 blitz, and he doesn't have the hand-eye coordination you do, and you sack his quarterback all the time. And then you play somebody your own age whose motor function is at your level, and suddenly, you know, he gets rid of the ball faster than your 9-year-old brother does.
Amazing.
First and 10 at the 35. Haskins again. Haskins running it. Haskins dives forward and picks up a first down. I tell you what, Dwayne Haskins is getting faster as this season's going on.
And the urgency with which
I thought we were going to win at the half when we were down by only 5.
Haskins. Weber. First down. Weber. Down to the 23.
You got Michael Jordan and you got Malcolm Bridgen doing an outstanding job right here. Guard, center, guard, get the tackle, both tackles, and the linebacker blocked up. Everybody's covered up. Mike Weber finds the seam and is able to get way down the field before getting that face.
At the Michigan 13. Weber looking for his second touchdown. A whirling dervish. Getting 2 from the 5. Weber gets the first down. Haskins throws, touchdown, KJ Hill.
To be a football playoff program, to be the Big Ten champion program, we're going to have to be able to beat Ohio State and Penn State in the same year. The odds that both of those teams aren't going to have great quarterbacks. They may not both have great quarterbacks. They did this year, right? So the odds that they both won't have great quarterbacks is much, much lower than the odds they both will have great quarterbacks in a given year. Most of the time, one of them certainly will. And at least one of them pretty much every year is going to have a great quarterback. And sometimes they both will. Never, they both won't. And we don't beat great quarterbacks.
Came in to face the #1 pass defense in America, and he's thrown now for 3 bills and 4 touchdowns.
Extra point is good. 6:59 to go in the game. Dwayne Haskins, record breaker, 4th touchdown pass today. Buckeyes up big, especially for next week. Joe Milton has checked in at quarterback for Michigan. Milton throwing it. Strong arm and picked off. Wow. Brendan White Still on the move. Down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 5. The wheels have officially come off for Michigan.
There's over 100,000 here watching. But I think that committee is going to have to take a serious look at Ohio State now and reevaluate what this team is after this performance here late in the season. Boy, it sure feels like them pouring it on late in 2014, doesn't it?
Yes. As the Buckeyes run it with J.K. Dobbins.
If this isn't, they're certainly not going to win their division, as Alabama's already wrapped that up.
Here's Haskins. Guns it. Touchdown. Wow. This kid.
Don Brown's out there saying, you know what? Let's go ahead and give Dwayne Haskins the entire field to throw to, and take our chances with that.
Smith, he's not J.T. Barrett. He's more like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. 26 to go. They've hung 62 points on their arch rival. And this sophomore quarterback has thrown 5 touchdown passes
a day. What do you think Urban Meyer thinks of Dwayne Haskins? Wow. You ain't lying, Coach. Yeah, I want to take a look at, this is Urban's wife, Shelly Meyer. That's the emotion of this very difficult season pouring out. Knowing what they've been through as a family, knowing what Urban is going through with his health, and the pain that he's dealing with due to that cyst in his brain. What people have said and written about the Meyer family and Urban himself. A lot of emotion there.
Milton to throw it. Just winds up, tosses it down the field. And first down and goal at the 4. Milton running it to the corner. And he gets in for the touchdown.
Nice run there by Milton, but there's no way to sugarcoat this right now. Gus, this is a bitterly disappointing loss for Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan faithful. It's going to move to 0-4 now against Ohio State. And in a year in which he brings a team that was favored, a veteran defense that was ranked #1 in the country, #1 pass defense in the country. Ohio State had been having so many problems all year. And you thought, boy, if they don't win this one, when are they going to beat Ohio State? And then to come out and play like this and to give up 62 to the Buckeyes, this is about as bitter as it gets for Michigan. Coming into today, he was 0-3. He'll move to 0-4. Scoring margin, that's obviously going to increase a little bit. Turnover margin, -4 against Ohio State coming into this ball game. And now they're -2 in this game. So the struggles continue. Oof. The Michigan faithful, and trust me, I've heard you. They hit me up on Twitter and everything. They thought this was it, Gus. They thought this was their year. These are his players versus Ohio State. You know, they had played so many close games, and you thought, boy, this is the one that they're going to get. I can imagine the disappointment for the Michigan fan base right now.
Here's the onside kick. And it goes out of bounds.
Well, that blowout loss, I was going to say humiliating loss, that it was, that embarrassing loss, that deflating loss, that surprising loss, that shocking, stunning, whatever you want to describe it as, that's what that loss was on Saturday. They're not good enough. They're not as good as the team opposite them. The coaches are not good enough. The players are not good enough. And that's what happened on Saturday. We don't need to make excuses for it. Michigan flat out sucked. They sucked on offense. Okay, they had 19 points after the third quarter. People will bandy about this whole, well, they scored 39 points in the game, so what do you expect? BS. Okay, they didn't score 39 points in that game. They scored 14 of those points with backup quarterbacks, their third and fourth string quarterbacks in the game at the end when Ohio State, it was garbage time. So the offense, bad. The defense was an abomination. The number 62 points allowed, the most in a game besides the 65 that a Rich Rodriguez defense allowed in triple overtime to Illinois. The special teams failed. Everything failed on Saturday, and I don't know why people can't actually look at that and say, okay, Okay, look, we screwed up in every way conceivable. When our measuring stick, our barometer is a Big Ten title and beating Ohio State, we didn't come close in year 4. We got our butts handed to us. We were closer in year 2. We were closer in year 3. In year 4, we got manhandled. And I don't know why people can't look at that objectively with honest eyes and with critical eyes and ask how it happened and why is it not going to happen going forward, instead of just giving me this, oh, well, everything's going great, everything's hunky-dory, they won 10 games for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Just shut up.
And Dwayne Haskins going to take a knee in the game. 62, man.
Right now, we're a football program that if we want to win 9 or 10 games every year with the way we're recruiting, we will.
Well, Jimmy needs to get his guys in there, right? He needs to have more of his recruits that are playing this game. That's why there's still this huge difference. Well, 74 out of the 81 scholarship players on Michigan's team right now are Jim Harbaugh recruits. 20 of the 22 starters that were in that game against Ohio State on Saturday are Jim Harbaugh recruits. 15 of those guys were either in their 3rd or 4th year. So which one is it? Is it that you need to get, if you need to get your guys, I mean, those are his guys. Those are his guys. And if you need to have veterans, well, most of the guys playing in that game on Saturday were either junior or senior class. So which one? And these are the type of narratives, Steve, that you and I hear over and over and over again this week. And you're right. Jim Harbaugh, I guarantee you, and hearing all the same excuses,
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Hopefully better days are ahead. I really hope that, Steve. I really want this team to be a success. But I'm a realist, and I don't see the ceiling being punctured anytime soon.
Not under the current approach. Under the current approach, you're going to be a 9 or 10 win, New Year's 6 kind of a program, but you are not going to consistently with this style of ball. No doubt about it. Won't work. Appreciate it, man. Good to talk to you.
(62-39).
Ooh, man. I'll tell you what.
And they storm the field here in Columbus.
It's hard to describe, growing up in the state of Ohio. Much respect for this rivalry and our opponent. And my gosh, did our guys play. They played as hard as they could.
No player on your team has ever lost to Michigan. And today, Dwayne Haskins, he led the way, setting more records. But you got a Big Ten championship game coming up. What can we expect from you guys moving on?
Well, we go back to work. We enjoy this. Elite Warriors, you get your enjoy your victory, and you wait for your next assignment, your next mission, and go to work. And that's what we're going to do.
You're 7 for 7. How do you have the edge?
I just love this rivalry. I love Ohio State. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, thanks, Irvin. Congrats.
All right, Jenny, the final score here at Ohio Stadium. The Buckeyes 62, the Wolverines 39.
And now this week's Twitter poll results we asked you, was this a successful season for Michigan football?